Welcome NC Youth Academy coaches. Here we are following the Labor Day weekend. Hopefully if you were away from the field, you're just as excited to get back on the field. And if you were on the field, you enjoyed some fun, you enjoyed being around the players and the families. And now we're thinking about how we can impact our players, our 7v7 U10 players, as we transition to the beginning of the season in a real sense, in that school started. We don't have a holiday for a little while, so now let's get back into things and let's really see if we can impact our players as we begin this fall 2018 year. So when we look at our session today, we're thinking about scoring goals. So converting chances, going to goal, shooting, passing, and dribbling forward. But the player actions that are going to enable us to do that today are going to be creating 2v1s or identifying a 1v1 moment, taking advantage of it, effectively executing it, but then also shooting, capitalizing, and finishing. The intangible qualities, the things that we really want to focus on that aren't related to our player actions. How we make those decisions, when and where to go, but then the technical proficiency or execution of the skill needed for us to score on goal. So when we get started with our play phase, if you notice here, we're going to goal. We've ended the space here in and around the midline. We've got a build outline for the context of our offense or the team with the ball or our attacking team. Our blue triangles are oriented south to north as the page reads because we want to be effective, and our topic is dealing with the where portion of the game in and around the goal so that we can score goals. Well, if we're looking to score goals, we got to have an area from which we're coming from. And that's the reason the build outline is so critical, but that's also this reason that we're thinking about using the midline as well. So we've got two natural lines there to help us in this exercise. And the keywords and the guided questions, as well as the visual cues here in our session, are going to be massive for coaching our players through this. And so as we transition into our core activity, we've got the less challenging option, and we've also got the more challenging option. So when we evaluate our core activity, it's 3v3 to big goals, or whatever you're going to call a big goal, flags, balls, just something that is wide enough to replicate a big goal. And so we're playing 3v3. Ball's always going to initiate or play from the goalkeeper. That's going to build our foot skills, going to build our confidence playing out of the back. But then our goalkeeper using a build outline to go forward. We've got the build outline here because that's our reference and our visual cue for our players to probably think about, is this a 1v1? Do I like this space? Could I go somewhere else? Or what do I do once I'm inside the build outline? We're going against two outfield defenders as well as a goalkeeper. So our team's going to start on either side. Ball's going to be played in, and it's a simple 3v3 to goal. We've extended the 18 all the way to the half line. So from a width standpoint, we're just using natural lines. And the objective is to score goals. We're going to help reinforce or encourage them through our guided questions, thinking about space, thinking about where, thinking about what we can do from a skill standpoint once we have space or we've identified space. And then, where we're looking when we don't have the ball or our role without the ball. If we feel like we need to support them more effectively through a less challenging option, we're going to go 3v2. Same thing. Objective is to score goals. We've got one outfield player on the opposition. We've got a goalkeeper. We've got two outfield players here, a goalkeeper as well. Same setup from a line standpoint and natural lines in terms of width and length. And if we really want to challenge them, all we've done is continue with the 3v3, but the positions in which we've initiated the play are different. So in this case, we're dribbling on as our outfield blue player. We're coming into the game as our blue player, but then we've got a target player here in blue near the disc or marker. We've got a defender on their back, and then we've got a free defender entering the space. So upon dribbling into the space, the game begins. This player is not involved, so we just have the outfield goal. We have the goalkeeper here as the supporting player. I wanted to clarify that. So it's still a 3v3, but it's just how the play is being initiated, and it's the decision to dribble or to pass, to keep it or to penetrate. And we support them through the keywords as well as our guided questions. And then we evaluate the test in the game. So we have formation based on the players, numbers, and space available. We have guided questions to support us, as well as we have keywords in this space as well to encourage or tease out those topics while we're coaching in this. We've got build out lines for reference points for decisions, and we've got players engaged in the game, laws of the game, throw-ins, kick-ins, goal kicks, so on and so forth. So hopefully that's worthwhile to them. And then what can be the most worthwhile thing to us is, as we're going through these training sessions, we use the 5 elements of a training session. So is it organized? Is it game-like? What's the repetition level? How's the challenge? And then what is the effective way in which I intervene or coach? And we're constantly using self-talk, and we're evaluating those to ourselves, as well as we're writing them down on our page or book of experience to helpfully use them to reflect for our next session. But the specific targeted questions in our self-reflection are, how did we do as we look to achieve our goal? What did we do well? How do we know we did that well? Were there some indicators that showed us that we did things well? And then what could we do better? How do we know we need to do that better? Was there something that said, I got to do this better because? We're always looking for those evaluative tools, whether they're subjective, hopefully they're objective, to help us grow as we impact our players. Hopefully that helps. Thanks. Bye.